on the kitchen flat, out here trying to catch a few mullet. This area is called the kitchen flat because when the first settlers came here, they were able to harvest pretty much anything they wanted to eat, whether it be oysters, clams, scallops, to shrimp, crabs, and obviously, I didn't already say it, mullet. My name is Nathan Michelle, born and raised here. Pertaining to the legacy of being a commercial fisherman, especially from Cortez, of all the fishing villages in Florida, this is one of the very few that are still left.
My name is Karen Bell. I am one of the owners of AP Bell Fish Company, which is located in Cortez Village along Florida's central west coast, and I manage this company. My grandfather came here when he was 5 years old in 1900. He was born in 1895. When I was in college, I had a job at IBM, but I missed this coast. I came back to this because, one, I grew up with it, and two, I missed the genuine people, what I just come to know as a little girl, which was working with working people. And that's what my family was. They were fishermen. They're characters, they're free will, they're independent. I mean, I just love working with commercial fishermen.
Being a commercial fisherman is definitely not a job, it's a way of life. So we're going to this mangrove, obviously, to camouflage ourselves. We're not just going to come at them like this. And you can tell them so we're using that as our background. Before I go to bed, I'm anticipating my day, the different variables with the weather. There's a lot of thought and meditation that goes into it. The fact that I'm able to be passionate about going to work and enjoying what I do every day is a true blessing. Look at them. Do you see how thick they are? That's what's got my attention, guys. I'm sorry. Hopefully they're bigger ones, and I kind of do need them.
So when you talk about the community of Cortez and kind of the spirit of Cortez, they're the salt of the earth kind of people, ready to get up at 3 a.m. every morning, you know, if that's when the fish are biting. My name is Tori Chasey. I am the supervisor of the Florida Maritime Museum. If you think about, especially before we had things like monofilament, they used cotton pads. So they would grind up shell to make line. You know, they'd treat the net with it right there, and it would keep it from falling apart as much, but that is really harsh stuff on your hands. I remember hearing one of the little old lady's stories talking about her daddy and how, you know, daddy's hands were always so red, they were always so coarse and chapped. This is not an easy way of life. The Cortesians are the kind of people that they're gonna do it, and they're gonna do it right.
Cortez has been here for a long, long time, and there's a whole lot of color in Cortez. My name is Bobby Woodson. This is Tide Tables Restaurant Marina. So we can actually see the grouper boats come by in the morning. We go over daily and get whole fish, local fish, bring it back here and cut it right on the dock out behind me. Most people are just astounded by the difference between what they can get in a grocery store and what they can get here.
I'm Brian Beauchamp. A lot of people here call me Captain Brian, which I am a captain, retired. I started in the fishing business. Now Captain Brian Seafood Market and Restaurant is my business. Mullet are the staple. That's what basically put Florida on the map, but they built the railroads in Boca Grande. I mean, mullet was a staple fish. You do have a season when water temperatures cool down and change. It makes them a really rich fish. They're really fat and big, and they're great.
I like to tell kids, especially when they come into the museum and they're like, well, you know, have I ever seen a mullet? And I say, have you stood out at, you know, a bridge out at the dock and seen the fish jump? see the fish jumping, odds are good those are mullet.
Fishermen come, they get ice, they get bait if they're in a fishery that needs bait. They go out for the day. Some boats go out offshore for 14 days. It depends if it's an offshore boat or an inshore smaller net boat.
When I'm out fishing alone from Cortez, I think a lot about, that was pretty deep, but am I living right? Am I doing the right things? With righteousness comes prosperity. So, am I doing the right things to be prosperous while I'm out here to support my family? Obviously, it's like all fishing. It's very addicting, and no better endorphin release than when you have your boat loaded, where your box is full, and you're coming home to the dock.
All of them return to the dock whenever they feel they've done what they need to do. They offload their catch. Our job is to pack and grade it.
They say like grouper, snappers, they say they're none better. They're prized all over the world. Here, and mullet too. Mullet are just, the roe here is prized.
California, Canada, Mexico, Russia, Taiwan, Haiti, Colombia, Italy, Spain, I mean, just all over the place. And it's really interesting for this little community that it feeds the world. I'm always so proud to think what these fishermen do, and some fisher ladies, they feed people around the world.
We're not in the right area for the mullet for the time of day and the tide. Change of plans, we're actually gonna go stone crabbing in the ICW, which is the Intercoastal Waterway. Yeah, we went to the most overlooked seafood in Florida, to the top over lobster, over grouper, snapper. Stone crab probably holds the title. We don't actually harvest the entire stone crab. We only remove the claws from them. And they're just releasing where they normally would as a defense mechanism of dropping their claws, just like a lizard drops its tail, and he will go out, that claw will mature to harvestable size again. It's kind of like tilling the field, trimming the trees, however you want to call it. We pulled the traps and got the crabs out of the traps, and now what we're doing is we're harvesting them, making sure that they're of legal harvesting size. Probably one of the most sustainable seafood resources that we harvest. Bills are paid, and that's what it is. I don't see a whole lot of wealth there. It's just out here doing what I love to do. As the winter months approach, you won't hardly catch any pregnant stone crab. We're gonna let her go. Like I said, we don't want to stress her out too much because she'll drop her eggs, and look at all those little eggs, thousands and thousands and thousands. Growing up on the island, that was a really nice luxury. We didn't come from money. We lived in a small efficiency there. That didn't matter to us because living quarters wasn't a thing, because we had the water, surfing, sailing, fishing. This is my backyard growing up. And then you look straight to the east, and there you see is the Cortez Fishing Village. Playing on the docks and stuff, we noticed the mullet always running by, and we'd always throw our cast net and catch some and run them to the house that evening and throw them on the grill. And we just thought that was the coolest thing, that we could catch our own food and eat it, you know what I mean? I decided this is what I wanted to do, and as long as the good Lord let me do it, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Cortez is a microcosm of what a fishing village is supposed to be. I've been coming to this location since I was 8 years old. I had a little skiff, and I'd get my bait and my gas right here.
Cortez is old, authentic Florida. It's the Florida I remember, honestly, from when my great-grandpa was still alive, when we'd go over and have smoked mullet for dinner.
To get the full flavor of Cortez, you've got to be sitting by the water, and you never know what you're going to see here. You'll see dolphins right out here off our dock. You'll see manatees. You'll see tarpon rolling out in the middle of the marina.
Cortez Fishing Village, to me, it means everything because it's my home, it's where I work, it's where my family is. There's no place in the world I would rather be than right here.
No matter the rain, no matter the storm, I'm coming home. Oh, I'm coming home. Leave open the gate, don't turn off the light. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.